Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Arun Singh Thakur from University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Today we are going to discuss about the module Emergence of American Express and Thomas Cook from the paper Travel Agency and Tour Operations, Itinerary Preparation and Tour Package Design. Present module aims at looking back into the history of the first ever travel companies of the world while discussing the emergence of American Express and Thomas Cook. After going through this unit, you will be able to know about the birth of first travel agency of the world, know about the historical development of American Express, know about the historical development of Thomas Cook, and understand the present status of these both companies. So, students, let us proceed. Thomas Cook and American Express are one of the leading travel companies that provide services worldwide. These companies were established in the earlier times when the idea of travel business was very novice. Travel is not a new phenomenon. It has been existing right since the humankind has been in existence. The purpose of travel has changed over a period of time. Initially, people would travel for the purpose of earning livelihood, shelter, food, etc. But by the Middle Ages, the entire face of travel has changed and travel became more common for the upper class people of the society, and the lower class people had also started to travel. The leisure travel was mainly undertaken by the upper class people, whereas the lower class people traveled mainly for the purpose of culture, religion and shelter. The next major development was the emergence of grand tour, where a group of people traveled together with a rigid structure of itinerary and usually took a servant along with them. The grand tour usually began from England and ended in Holland. These tours would use the most advanced technologies and services such as ships, rails, etc. This was the time when these emerging agencies like the Thomas Cook had started the concept of organized travel. Today, travel industry has an astounding number of niche markets that offer everyone everything as per their area of interest. Over that, the transportation facilities have eliminated the difficulties which one might face for traveling to a destination, and the companies like these play a major role for these inventions and the concepts. Companies like American Express play a major role in providing the financial assistance to the travelers who can undertake tours with full reliability, helps in traveling at an affordable cost and enjoying every bit of it. Now, students, let us know about the American Express first, which is one of the first travel companies in the world history, and first we will know about history of American Express. American Express was established in 1850 in Buffalo, New York. It was started by Henry Wells and William G. Fargo as a joint stock company. Their first headquarters were in the building at the intersection of the two streets in Manhattan, namely the J Street and Hudson Street, which was later called as the Tribeca section. For many initial years, American Express enjoyed the monopoly on the transfer of the goods and services, etc. throughout the New York. Slowly and gradually, American Express expanded its business. In 1854, it purchased Versailles Street in New York for its site, and many other sites were purchased. A new warehouse was built in 1880 at the 46th Trinity Place. By 1903, the amount of assets the company had were around $28 million, securing the second place after the National City Bank of the New York, which was among the top financial institutions of the city. As a result, the company was able to purchase new assets and expand the business. Some quick facts about the American Express. American Express started as an express mail business in 1850. But since then, it has become one of the most powerful lenders and investment companies in the world. As per the purchase volume, it is the largest card issuer company in the world. Millions of transactions are handled daily by the company. It turned up to be the largest small business lender in the world. It lends the industry in a number of management accounts and payment tools for merchants and offers the latest products. It is considered to be the most innovative companies in the industry. With such an amazing list of achievements, it makes their profile very fascinating. Then, about worldwide system of American Express. American Express had expanded its business nationwide, providing numerous facilities like financial services, investment banking, card products, non-card products, advertising campaign, etc. It has also extended its business nationwide by gaining affiliation from various other express companies. After that, we will know about the financial services of American Express. American Express tried its hand in the area of financial services in 1857 by introducing and bringing forth the money order business in order to be in the competition with the United States Post Office money orders. Between 1888 and 1890, J.C. Fargo went to Europe and felt there were things which could be changed. He went to Marcellus Fleming to help himself find a better solution for the letter of credit that he used to carry even being a president. This was the time when the traveler's check was introduced in 1891 in the denomination of $10, $20, $50 and $100. This traveler's check helped the American Express to be named as recognized international company. During the World War I in 1914, it was among the few companies to provide the letter of credits to many people, as many as other institutions refused to do so. On seeing this effort done by the American Express, the British government appointed it as their official agent at the beginning of the World War I. Their work was to deliver letters, money and other relief parcels to the prisoners. The agents of American Express visited the camps to cash drafts for both the French and the British prisoners and helped them to receive money from home. Around 150 tons of parcels were delivered per day to the prisoners from 6 countries. Traveler's check by American Express. American Express is considered to be the world's largest traveler's check provider. It all started during the World War I and for the further customized. American Express Traveler's Check card was released in 2005 that served the same purpose as the Traveler's Check, but it could have also be used in the stores like credit card. Due to the changing market condition, the use of the card have been discontinued since October 31st, 2007, but all the card holders were issued the refund for their respective remaining balances. Then about the travel through American Express. For making travel easier, American Express established a travel division in 1915 and soon after this it established its first travel agency. By the 1930s, the travel division has grown widely and efficiently. Albert Dawson played an important role for expanding the travel business overseas and also investing in the tourist relations. He was a photographer and filmmaker during the World War I with the German army. Today, the travel division focuses on business customers and business travel, also known as the corporate travel management. Further, what American Express offers now, American Express has continued to offer new products to its customers and also delivers impressive offers to the credit holders and investors. The company offers various credit cards including Gold Delta Sky Miles with rewards of all purchases, Blue Cash Preferred Card with bonus cash for tons of purchases, the Business Gold Reward Card with 4 premium benefits, the Plum Card for small businesses that spend significantly and want discount, Simple Cash Credit Card with up to 5% cashback on select purchases. Then there are number of credit cards provided by the American Express to choose from, all depending on what to purchase with your credit card. In addition to this, it offers corporate and merchant cards, gift cards, saving accounts and CDs. Then students, we will study about the glorious history of Thomas Cook, which is the first travel agency of the world and still have a name and a fame. First, we will discuss about the early life of Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook was born on 22nd November 1808 in Melbourne. He was the only child and his father, John Cook, played a little role in his life as he died when the boy was 4. The death of the father left Thomas' mother in poverty, so she married again and managed to provide some schooling to her child. After his schooling, he was employed as a gardener for 4 years and afterwards as a market gardener, where he was often sent to carry out his wares round the village to sell the fruits and vegetables. Tired of his job, he entered into learn the trade of the woodcutter and a cabinet maker. By the time his mother opened a small shop where he used to lend his hand to. At 17, he also went to some evident religious experience which brought him forward in the community and was chosen as the community representative. He became a religious man and indulged in various social reforms, such as the thought that alcohol was the main reason for people getting in problems and the lives of the people will get better if they drink less and get more educated. Then comes the history of Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook is the world's best known name in the travel, thanks to the inspiration and dedication of the single man. As Cook walked along the road to Leicester, he later recalled, "The thought suddenly flashed across my mind as to practicability of employing the great powers of the railways and locomotion for the furtherance of this social reform." At the meeting with the Bristons, Thomas suggested that a special train be engaged to carry the temperance supporters of the Leicester to meeting in Loughborough about 4 weeks later. The proposal was received with such enthusiasm that on the following day, Thomas submitted his idea to the secretary of the Midland Railway Company. A train was subsequently arranged and on 5th of July 1841, about 500 passengers were conveyed in the open carriages the enormous distance of 12 miles and back for a shilling. The day was great success, as Thomas later recorded. Thus was struck the keynote of my excursions and the social idea grew up me. Thomas Cook began his international travel company in 1841 with a successful one-day rail excursion at a shilling and a head from Leicester to Loughborough on the 5th July. From these humble beginnings, Thomas Cook launched a whole new kind of company devoted to helping Britons see the world. Then early tours by the Thomas Cook. During the next 3 summers, Thomas Cook arranged a succession of trips between Leicester, Nottingham, Derby, Birmingham on behalf of the local temperance societies and Sunday schools. Within these limits, many thousands of people experienced rail travel for the first time, and Thomas was able to lay the foundations of his future business. He later described this period as one of enthusiastic philanthropy, since beyond the printing of the posters and handbills, he had no financial interest in any of these early excursions. Thomas Cook's first commercial venture took place in the summers of 1845 when he organized a trip to Liverpool. This was a far more ambitious project than anything he had previously attempted, and he made his preparations with a great thoroughness. Not content with simply providing tickets at low prices, that is 50 shillings for first class passengers and 10 shillings for second, Thomas also investigated the route and published a handbook of the journey. This 60-page booklet was a forerunner of the modern holiday brochure. The Great Exhibition by Cook. By the end of 1850, having already visited Wales, Scotland and Ireland, Thomas Cook began to contemplate foreign trips to Europe, the United States and the Holy Land. Such thoughts had to be postponed, however, when Sir Joseph Paxton, architect of the Crystal Palace, persuaded Thomas to devote himself to bringing workers from Yorkshire and the Midlands to London for the Great Exhibition of 1851. This he did with the great enthusiasm, rarely spending a night at home between July and October, and he even produced a newspaper, Cook's Exhibition Herald, and Excursion Advertiser, in order to promote his tours. By the end of the season, Thomas had taken 150,000 people to the London, his final trains to the exhibition carrying 3,000 children from Leicester, Nottingham and Derby. Then across the channel, Thomas continued to expand his business in Britain, but he was determined to develop it in Europe too. In 1855, an international exhibition was held in Paris for the first time, and Thomas seized his opportunity by trying to persuade the companies commanding the channel traffic to allow him concessions. They refused to work with him. However, the only route he was able to use was the one between Harwich and Antwerp. This opened up the way for the Grand Circular Tour to include Brussels, Cologne, the Rhine, Heidelberg, Baden-Baden, Strasbourg and Paris, returning to London via Le Havre. By this route, during the summers of 1855, Thomas escorted his first tourist to Europe, then Switzerland and Italy. Thomas visited Switzerland for the first time in the June 1863. Although this initial tour was little more than an information gathering trip, a party of more than 60 ladies and gentlemen accompanied Thomas as far as Geneva. Among these pioneering tourists was a young woman called Jemina Morel, who maintained a written account of each day's events. Her original diaries may be studied today in the Thomas Cook archives. Thomas organized further trips to the continent in 1863, and by the end of the season, he had taken nearly 2,000 tourists to Paris, some 500 of whom had continued to Switzerland. With the cooperation of the Paris, Lyons and Mediterranean Railway, Thomas began to issue circular tickets in both English and French between Paris and the Alps. He then established the first circular tours of Switzerland, which were such an immediate success that he had decided to extend his arrangements across the Alps. The first Italian tours took place in the summers of 1864 when Thomas escorted two large groups, one to the Florence and parts of the central Italy, the other to the Rome and Naples. Then hotel coupons and circular notes by Thomas Cook. Thomas' travelers to the Switzerland and Italy were from the growing middle classes, and they expected better accommodation than his earlier working class customers had. He therefore set out to negotiate with innkeepers and hotel proprietors to provide rooms and meals at a good prices. His friendship with hoteliers who were pleased to get his business enabled Thomas to develop two important travel systems. The one was the hotel coupons launched in 1868, which travelers could use to pay for the hotel accommodation and meals instead of using money. The other was his circular note, first issued in 1874 and a forerunner of the traveler's check, which enabled tourists to obtain local currency in exchange for a paper note issued by Thomas Cook. Then Beyond Europe tours by Thomas Cook. Building on his success in Europe, Thomas Cook made an exploratory trip to North America in 1865 and set up a system of tours covering 4,000 miles of railways. 4 years later, in 1869, he hired 2 steamers and conducted his first party up to Nile. The climax of this career, however, came in September 1872 when, at the age of 63, he departed from Leicester on a tour of the world that would keep him away from home for almost 8 months. It had long been his ambition to travel to Egypt via China, but such a trip only became practicable at the end of 1869 following the opening of the Suez Canal and the completion of the rail network linking the east and the west coast of America. Thomas and his small party crossed the Atlantic by steamship and made their way through the United States from the New York to San Francisco by rail. They traveled by Pacific steamer to Japan and then crossed the inland sea to China, and afterwards visited Singapore, Ceylon and India. Leaving Bombay, they crossed the Indian Ocean and the Red Sea to Cairo, from where most of the party travelled back to London. Thomas himself, however, set off on an extended tour of Egypt and Palestine, finally returning home via Turkey, Greece, Italy and France after an absence of 222 days. The conducted worldwide tour quickly became an annual event, but many additional tickets were issued to independent travelers, some of whom went via Australia and New Zealand rather than China and Japan. Then about John Mason Cook. While Thomas Cook was traveling round the world, his son John Mason Cook successfully completed the firm's move to a new head office at Ludgate Circus. However, father and son argued over certain aspects of the project, and in 1878 their partnership ended. John was a better businessman than Thomas, and he set about expanding the company internationally. In an age when telegraphy was its infancy stage and there were no telephones or the fax machines, this was the far from easy. John created overseas editions of The Excursionist, the newspaper started by his father in 1851 to inform customers in places such as France, Germany, India, Australia, America and the Far East about the services he offered. This newspaper, which became known as the Traveller's Gazette in May 1902, continued to be published until 1939. He also kept up a continuous stream of correspondence with his offices abroad, checking on their work and complaining if anything went wrong. Like many successful businessmen, John Mason Cook combined a flair for grasping business opportunity with a remarkable memory for small details. Then comes the issue of the Gordon Relief Expedition. In 1884, John Mason Cook was asked by the British government to organize a relief expedition up to Nile to rescue General Gordon from Khartoum. Arrangements were made for the movement of around 18,000 troops, nearly 40,000 of tons of supplies and 40,000 tons of coal and 800 whaleboats. To transport the coal from Tyneside, Bulak and Asiut via Alexandria, 28 large steamers and 6,000 railway trucks were required. An additional 7,000 railway trucks were needed for the military stores, while the Nile, 27 steamers and 650 sailing boats were used to carry the troops and the supplies. John and his Egyptian managers acted as the overseers of the entire operations, which relied on a labor of 5,000 local men and boys, and completed their side of the contract in the November 1884. Despite all efforts, however, the Khartoum fell in the January 1885 and Gordon was killed. Then Frank, Ernest and the Bert, Thomas and the John Mason Cook both died during the 1890s, and their business was inherited by the John's three sons, Frank, Henry and Ernest Edward and the Thomas Edward. During the first quarter of the 20th century, a period which saw the introduction of the winter sports, holidays, tours by the motor car and commercial air travel, the firm of Thomas Cook and the Son dominated the world travel scene. The company was incorporated as Thomas Cook and Sons Limited in 1924, and in 1926 the headquarters moved from Ludgate Circus to Berkeley Street, Mayfair, a once aristocratic area which was now the center of the London society. Thomas Cook from wagons lids to British Railways. Shortly after the outbreak of World War II, the wagons lids headquarters in Paris was seized by occupying forces, and Cook's British assets were requisitioned by the British government. To save the company from complete financial collapse in its centenary year, a deal was brokered, and fittingly the organization was sold to the Britain's four mainline railway companies. Thomas Cook and Son Limited settled its affair with the wagons lids, which retained a 25% share in Cook's overseas immediately after the war, and in 1948 the firm became state-owned as a part of the nationalized British Railways. Then the 50s and the 60s, Thomas Cook and Son Limited benefited from the post-war holiday boom, which saw 1 million Britons traveling abroad by 1950. Although Cook's remained the largest and most successful company in the industry, its preeminence was now being challenged by new travel firms that were able to undercut Cook's prices and offer cheap package deals. Then lastly, we will discuss about the happenings in the Thomas Cook in this 21st century. On 27th of March 2001, Thomas Cook completed the sale of its global and financial services division to Travelex. 3 days later, C&N Touristik AG, one of the Germany's largest travel groups, became the sole owner of the Thomas Cook, and a new chapter in the company's history began. With a matter of months, C&N Touristik AG had changed its name to Thomas Cook AG and launched a new logo and a brand identity. In the United Kingdom, Thomas Cook introduced its new three-tier mass market brand strategy, Thomas Cook, JMC and Sunset, on its summer 2003 range of the brochures, and the newly branded Thomas Cook Airlines was officially launched in March 2003. On 19th June 2007, Thomas Cook AG and My Travel Group PLC merged to form Thomas Group PLC. Another merger followed in the October 2011 when Thomas Cook amalgamated its UK high street travel and the foreign exchange business with those of the Cooperative Group and the Midlands Cooperative Society to create the United Kingdom's largest retail travel network of over 1200 shops. On October 1, 2013, Thomas Cook officially unveiled its new unified Sunny Herd brand to the world. In the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. Thomas Cook and American Express are the two pioneers companies of the travel agency business, and in fact, they both are contemporary to each other. About American Express, we can say that American Express makes easier, safer and more rewarding for the customers and the business to purchase the things they need and for merchants to sell their goods and services. An engine of commerce, American Express provides innovative payment, travel and expense management solutions for individuals and business of all sizes. Then, concluding about the Thomas Cook, today Thomas Cook is one of the world's leading leisure travel groups with a sales volume of 7.8 billion euros and 19 million customers each year. The group is supported by around 22,000 colleagues and operates from 16 countries. It is number 1 or 2 in all its core markets. Thomas Cook's vision is to deliver trusted, personalized holiday experiences through our high-tech, high-touch strategy. Thomas Cook's vision is to be best loved holiday company delivering inspiring, personalized holiday experiences for all its customers. One reason for the company's longevity and continued success is its commitment to consistently meet and exceed the expectations of its customers. Thomas Cook once described himself as the willing and devoted servant of the traveling public. Today, more than 175 years after his pioneering excursion, he would be proud to know that the company he founded continues to follow in his footsteps. Thank you.